back to the show. We have Megan Dean with us still. And Megan, I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned before 9 years with the league.
Yes.
Did you ever think that you would stay this long in the one position?
I've never actually thought about it. No. I tend to, like, even with my day-to-day job, I've been there for 20 years, so I suppose I do stay around. Maybe some would say too long. I hadn't actually thought about a timeline for it, but, yeah, it was just time to go.
Yeah, okay. And looking back, what's been your biggest achievement so far?
Oh.
Or what have you been happiest to see happen with the league?
I think just the development, because there was no league when I was appointed to take it on. So I think, and I'm not saying that's me, the clubs have done a fantastic job. And it's just every year the coordinators from the clubs that come through continue that. So it's really not a lot of hard work for me. The clubs basically do all the hard work. And then we're just to see the development and how they've taken it on. And I think the biggest thing for me too is the football clubs that said, oh, we don't want netball, it's a waste of time, are the biggest supporters of it now. So that's fantastic to look back at that and see that how far it's gone.
Must be a nice feeling to leave sort of on a high then.
Yes, but I'd like to see it continue and go further.
Big shoes to fill for the next person who takes over. All right, we'll take a look now at last week's games. Now, Bertie, Bellpost Hill and Inverleigh, a very close margin there in that game.
Very close indeed, and Inverleigh actually were leading at every quarter, and Bellpost Hill have come back in the last quarter and snuck home by 5 or 6 goals. I think Terry just happy to walk away with the 4 points. And look, Inverleigh, as we all know here, have come along in leaps and bounds this year. Tori Miller's gone to the club from North Geelong and just absolutely stood up big time, and shooting most of their goals week in and week out. Got a strong yet young centre court also. Erin Dillon's leading the charge there. You've got Nicole Van Duchtrum in defence. They've got a real good, strong team, and even Mandy Lima, I'll give her a bit of kudos. She's not a half bad coach, I suppose. All right, Mandy, you happy now? But once again, Kim Martin coming out shooting 41 goals on the weekend, and very hard to stop. And percentage-wise, she's up in the 90% range. Really hard. And of course, Tori Miller there, she's shot a few goals as well, 31 of their goals. So. Really good on them.
Was it just Tori Miller with the goals there?
Actually, I'm just looking at the Addy now. It's funny. He's got Tori Miller down, 31 goals, but there's no goal attack. That's really strange. I don't know. Mandy, what happened to the goal attack? She's not in the Addy here. Isn't that a fine or something? Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll sort it out another time. But, I
think we predicted this one to be a bit... not as close as what it was.
Right,
But knowing that Bellpost have quite a few injuries, which we touched on last week as well, that's probably part of the reason there too. But it must have been another good game to watch there, actually.
Absolutely.
And I don't think you can underestimate those kids at Inverleigh. Mandy's doing a fantastic job. She always has with the development of young girls. So I think they're slowly going to pay off. It's going to pay off by the end of the season next year.
Next year, year after, Inverleigh, your Bannockburns, all those ones that are really putting in anarchy with their junior developments, we're really going to see that, especially with us, like Winch and things that haven't been pushing them as much. I think there'll be definitely the likes of Werribee and all who have been playing the same players for years and years. When they leave, there's going to be a few holes to fill there, so good on them.
True. And just last thing on that game, there was a spy of mine did find a certain goal attack from Bellpost Hill coming out of the Hannah Montana movie last week. I don't know how true this is, but I don't know. Hannah Montana? Goal attack from Bellpost Hill.
I can't see a problem with that. I've been to see Hannah Montana.
Oh, my God. Right, okay.
He's
Megan,
speechless.
it's all yours.
Look, I've got no idea what you're even talking about, so I'm going to move along to the next game, which was Thompson against East Geelong. Now, massive win to Thompson, which I suppose nobody thought of as a surprise, really.
No surprise there.
I went down. I was actually down at the game there, and Nicole Traynor played this week. She's been out for a few weeks with an injury, and they just Sonia just changed everyone around. Sonia didn't come on until halftime herself, and just went through the motions and just tried a few different people in a few different places, and in the end did it quite easily.
Do you think that the team plays a different kind of game when Sonia's actually coaching from the sidelines and not a playing coach?
Good question. I really don't think so. They all know they've got the game plan, and they all stick with the game plan on the court. And you know, Rebecca White there, she's a big thing for Thompson. Always plays a great game and feeds Michelle Bradley great. And even I watched her and Nicole Traynor play together, and they're quite short, both of them, but they just quick inside there, great passing. Their shooting's great, so. Going to be very hard to beat come finals. It's going to be very hard.
And Sonia gives great direction on the court. She's constantly talking and directing all the players. So who feels that when she's not on the court?
Well, when she's not on the court, well, I suppose she's on the sidelines watching, and she can probably. You hardly hear from her. You don't.
No,
she's very quiet.
Loud like you are.
Yeah.
Like
I was going to make that comment as you said.
Bang.
I'll be going next year. I can say what I like.
No, but look, I'm sure that and at the breaks, you see Sonia talking to girls at breaks, and if she's got something to say, don't worry. She turns like a slightly brighter red, and she'll make a point, and then then they won't make the same mistake again. So she's been there now 3 years now down at Thompson. 4 years, 4 years now.
3 or 4.
So 4 years now this year. So I think by now, if they don't know what's going on, they never will. They are the reigning premiers, and they're looking at keeping that intact, I'm sure. But I think Nicole Trainor's definitely going to play if they do meet Werribee in the grand final, if they do. So we'll see what happens.
All right. The next game was Corio, and they had a big win over Belmont Lions. Corio coming together quite well for this game. They don't always play as well as perhaps they could, but a nice win for them over Belmont.
Look, Corio are starting to come good. Unfortunately, they're out of the 5 at the moment, and I don't think they can make finals. But Belmont, of course, have just experienced a little bit of problems during the year with their coaching staff and whatnot, and other girls leaving the club. So Belmont will be looking to rebuild come next year, and get a new coach.
I'd really like to see Corio in the top 5 next year because they're playing some good netball. They're just not quite getting there.
True. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, we'll take a short break and we'll be back in just a moment.